So am I to start? Mr. David, am I to start?
Please go ahead. Go ahead. The floor
Okay,
is yours.
okay. All right, so good evening, everyone, and thanks once again for attending the session. Godwin and Bella, it's nice having you all here. So last time we talked about the LMS, the Learning Management System. So today we are just going to talk about introduction to software engineering, computer science, computer science. So I think LMS is actually a component of software application. So on the on that very module, there are certain things that the tutor talked about. What computer is and this purpose. But these sessions here is where we can actually have conversations and then expatiate more on what has been taught. So introduction. What is computer science? The tutor said um, said computer science is the study of computers and how we use them to solve daily problems. So computer science is the study of computers and how we use them to solve daily problems. So coming to meet and learn problems, once you're learning is easy, but once you try to communicate with people that are not actually in the same geography with you, then we have a problem there. So through computers and technology and science as well, these problems have been solved in different industries ranging from entertainment to education to finance to um, e-commerce, sorry, commerce to commerce, and then to medicine as well. So and even the workforce where we have robots now and banking as well. So many sectors that computer science have been able to cut across with the technology products and solving our daily problems. So computers have been able to help us do so many things like e-commerce, e-travel, and ride sharing. Today we have sharing, ride sharing. I use both a lot. I know some of you have used them and you use them and you continue using them. So these are some of the things that computer science has been able to introduce into the human system. Financial technology, e-trading, you can be here and you can trade on stocks live now. You can use your phone to trade stocks. Everything has been computerized and made very easy. Cryptocurrency, flight booking, drop shipping from anywhere you can order products, get them dropped over for someone and then you get paid. Learning management system, we discussed that last week. Music streaming, today musicians are making money. I think we discussed the same topic. We talked about it as well last week. And many more, diagnostics, data analytics, and even in finding your life partner, online dating. Today we see online dating apps. A whole lot of people have been able to see their partners from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere. So these are the benefits that technology under computer science under technology has been able to, bring into the human system. So we are going to talk about fields of CS, computer science. One that the tutor discussed is artificial intelligence. I think from the start of 2023 was the AI boom. Everybody was after AI. AI models were released, ChatGPT, um, image image detection has always been there. All the image generating AIs, speech, text, large language models as well. So artificial intelligence is one field in computer science that we've seen boom since last year and has been growing tremendously today. So, artificial intelligence, AI, is a system that is designed to function without human control. That's how the tutor described it. So, as a certified AI model developer myself, I would say that AI is the computer representation of human intelligence. AI is a field that is driving the sustainability of human intelligence through computers. So we are normally just intelligent. We can do 3 plus this, 2 plus 3 equals to 5. So we just kind of made a representation of human intelligence using computers, which is called artificial intelligence. Examples are chess playing robots, music recommendation AI models. You've listened to this music, so person that listening to this music, listening to this one. So they kind of try to figure out how humans behave, you know, using prediction models, weather forecasting, data protection, neural networks. I added these ones, and then linear regression. Those are algorithms of building AI models. So then we looked into user interface and user experience, which are popularly known as UI and UX. So as software developers and engineers, UI UX is a very important skill to have. User interface is technically what basically what you're seeing now as you're seeing other people, how to the buttons to click if you want to mute yourself. This is the UI aspect of of every computer software. Then the UX is how it interacts. If I click the video now and I want to go off video by visual, if I click it and it goes off, that's the user experience. What the user is experiencing when they click a button. UI is what is showing, telling you an indication that okay, this is the button that you can mute your video, you can go off with the video, and then the experience is when it goes off. So types of software applications, we have web applications, native and mobile app applications, virtual reality and gaming applications. There are many, but I just mentioned, we just have a list of these ones. Um, so they also talked about some of the skills and things to consider when you're designing or developing a software application. When designing any user interface, a designer or developer has to put certain things into consideration. The general rule for design. I added this one because that is one thing. There are general rules for design. It's just like anywhere you go in the world, traffic lights are always the same. Green is go, yellow is wait, red is stop. So in softwares, we have the same thing. That's why it's easy for you to log into any website and be able to navigate the dashboard, understand the UI, understand where the call to action button is. So you need to understand first the universal rule of how to design. Then you can be creative with it, with your layouts. You can choose to make your layouts for 4 to 5 or whichever. And then the nav bar, there's always a navigation bar. Every website you see it how it is there. There's always a nav bar, the home, about. So those are just universal rules to design. The general rule of design. These rules are how we place call to action buttons, layouts, nav bars, and more. Then we would have to consider the industry we are building for. Another thing you have to consider is the industry you're building for. There is a way, if they tell you to build a football site, you have to look the way football sites actually the UI is and the type of features and components that they use basically. So you don't have to you don't have to make a football site look like a dating app or a dating website. So you must stick to the rules of the industry of how the UI looks. You know, that's one industry. So usability and compatibility of the design and application. So usability, you have to check how well people can be able to use it. So where do I put the button? How do I give spaces? How do I, place the text and images for good usability? How is it responsive that from the mobile frame, if from the computer frame, if I bring it down to the mobile frame, everything is going to, just align in a very straight line without things overlaying and all of those things. These are things you have to consider that will help you learn your through CSS. You can actually do all those things, right? But those are beyond the scope of this session. Communication and collaborative skills. So communication is one thing. When you're always building a software, you need to communicate, understand what your clients or the product managers want. You have to understand, you have to communicate. Don't They shouldn't be saying something else while you're understanding something. If there's anything you don't understand, you communicate for clarity, and you kind of understand them, so you can be able to understand what you're building. And good communication also helps an application. If you guys are not communicating, not understanding, and there is misinformation or miscommunication somewhere, there's going to be problems. So collaborative skills, this person knows this thing. It might just be an advice. It might be, okay, this is what I need. This is how. Nobody knows all. No matter how professional you think you are, your client might as well just tell you, this thing, I think you should align it like this. You know, that's also collaborative skills. You have to collaborate with your client, and your client has to also be able to open up to collaboration, so you achieve a good software application. These are soft skills. That helps developers achieve success while building an application. Listening to the problems your application and product is primarily solving is very important. Collaborating with industry people and other skilled individuals who understand the goal of the product, and also the people who are meant to use the product, are very vital. Don't go and build something for people assuming that is the solution they need. You can't wake up and say, I want to build this solution because I think this is what the people need. You need to actually speak directly to the people that are going to use it. Okay, what I want to build this thing for you. How do you think it should be used? Okay, they make you fit the product more. They make you fit the product, like understand it, because they are the ones that will say, oh, I don't think we need too much of these weddings. I don't think we need these buttons, these two buttons. Just remove one, remove the second one. This one can help us do what we need to do. So communication and collaboration is very important. And also, where you have back-end engineers and front-end engineers, communication is very important as well. So they also mentioned data science. So data science is very important in software engineering. You know, what do you do with data after you have like many signups is very important. So data data scientists mine large data sets to gain insights or useful information. The ability to transfer large amount of data into actionable insights can have a huge impact on your business. What this means is, okay, we want to understand the number of students that actually attend sessions. We can actually see how many of you that are here. But if we drop a form and say everybody should fill, and everybody goes like, yes, I do attend sessions, and then we can actually see how humans behave. We can be able to analyze the data and say, okay, these people are not sincere, these people are sincere. We want to count the population of the people in Uyo, you understand? So it can give you insights. You can see the ratio of married people, the ratio of single people, the ratio of people earning below certain amounts, or below the minimum wage, or above the minimum wage. So this gives you insight, and then helps you to know the type of application. Maybe you want to build something, then you know that, oh, through this survey, I don't think this thing we are building is that important. It can even point you towards another problem that you can say, okay, let's remodel. This our model and product is not going to solve a bigger problem, so let's remodel. We've seen a larger problem that we can solve. So that is what data science basically is doing there. So they also talked about software engineering. Software engineering is a branch of computer science that enables the application of principles of computer science in order to design and develop softwares. So that's software engineering is a branch of computer science that deals entirely with software products. Everything we are doing here, we are using software to communicate. With my laptop, it's a software that I've opened. The browser is a software. Everything, you guys are already, you understand what software is. So moving forward, you understand hardware to software. Hardwares are just the devices we use. Our phones are hardwares we use. The computer, the mouse, the microphone, the keyboard, these are hardwares. And we other have other ways, malwares, that help protect and other ways that they use to hack, like viruses are also part of. So moving forward, I also added some other things that can give you more insights, like scalability. When you're building an application, you have to build so it can scale. I think it's actually bigger, it's a bigger topic compared to what we are dealing with now, but it's also good to have that in mind. So this is just an interactive session, so we are going to discuss and everybody will contribute, So I'm going to ask questions. If you want to discuss, you discuss. So we reinforce whatever we've learned so far. So I'm going to start asking questions. And first of all, if there is anything you've not gained clarity on, raise your hand so you ask so we can move forward. Okay, that means no, everybody is clear. So these are the questions I'm going to be asking. I don't know if I should be calling your names, but I don't know if I should do it. So I wanted to ask this question. I don't know if any of you can raise your hand and answer it. So, what is data? First of all, what is 3M? The meaning of 3MTT? What's the meaning and the purpose of 3MTT? Somebody should help us. Okay, Elizabeth, so unmute yourself and answer.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. 3MTT means 3 million technical talents.
Okay. So what is the purpose?
The purpose of 3MTT program is to be able to train 3 million Nigerians on technical skills. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then make them available for the world, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Since everybody's technology is moving very forward and fast, so we also have to partake in it. It's a wonderful initiative. So put your hands down. Yeah, you can mute yourself and put your hands down. Thank you very much. Um, so what I want to ask you people this question: what do you understand by the word data? So everybody should answer it, starting from Martha to Bella to Etim to Godwin to Emmanuel. What is data? What do you understand by data?
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Actually, I'm not home. The place I am is quite noisy, so I'm struggling to really understand, as in struggling to hear. Okay, my own understanding of data is collective information which we process to make something meaningful out of it, like your name, date of birth, place of work, um educational background, stuff like that. Those are my own opinion of data.
Yeah, yeah, you're very correct. Thank you. Thank you. Next person. Okay, okay. Somebody is raising. Mata, go.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. To add to what she has said, I'll say data are raw facts that are put together to provide something meaning.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So, who is next? A team. Go ahead. A team. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. The data is a collection of values which, when processed, useful information can be gotten out of.
You guys are going to be good software engineers. Oh. Oh, yeah, off.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, off. You can raise your hand down. Godwin.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So data is information that has been translated into a form that is efficient for movement or processing.
Come again. Come again. I didn't get you.
I'm saying that the data is information that has been translated into a form that is
Okay.
efficient for movement or processing, sir.
Okay, okay, but I don't think you can mute. You can mute. I don't think that's data. I think you're trying to talk about lower level of data that is in binary data. Is not actually human readable data that you're talking about. Like we are actually talking about data. But it's cool. So you can mute. Emmanuel,
Good evening, sir.
good evening.
Okay, sir, to me, data, data, in my own understanding, data are information or facts that are collected, stored, and analyzed. I think
Yeah,
that is the way I understand it.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So thank you, thank you. So there
thank you.
is this guy, you can mute. There's this guy I met, and we were talking about data, and he said there are so many ways of data collection. There are many ways we can extract data, there are many ways we can store data, there are many ways we can process data, and there are many ways we can output data. So data is just, it has different states. It has different states, but in all, you guys have been able to actually answer the question in a very good way. I like the way you guys have different opinions about data while still being very practical and direct and correct about it. So we'll look into, so what are some of the skills that a developer and designer should have? So raise your hand if you want to answer it. What are some of the skills? Bella, let's go. Bella, go ahead.
Okay, I think I was able to hear two skills you mentioned, the communication skill and collaborative skill.
Okay. So can you throw more light on how we can actually use these skills when we are, you know, doing our jobs as software developers? Anybody can, not Bella again. So somebody else should answer how we can use, these two skills when we are doing our jobs. Communication and collaboration. Abeg o, more na raise hand o. We've been learning this thing o. This is not even a difficult topic. Bella again. So Bella, go ahead. Yeah. Bella, wait. Emmanuel should go. Emmanuel, go ahead, please.
Okay, first of all, as a software engineer, you
Yeah.
should be able to communicate and collaborate with other technical skills. The essence is that you shouldn't like carry the whole work in your hands.
Yeah.
If um okay, because I think I joined the class very late. If this particular work needs the services of a data scientist, you should be able to collaborate very well with the data scientist to help you analyze his part. So collaborative this collaboration should be between you and the data scientist, not just
Yeah.
to the data scientist. Other Okay, to me, as graphic designs, to a UI, user interface, or user experience designer, you should be able to communicate with a uh, designer to help you do color combinations, help you fix other stuff. So that is where collaboration comes in. You should be able to communicate effectively with other
Technical
technical.
skills. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. That's very clear. It's not just bringing them in, it's also about communicating what you guys are doing. So you can mute. So it's collaboration and communication. So once they bring them in, if they just bring them in and you guys are not communicating, there's going to still be a problem. So once you bring in data, you also have to tell the person this what type of data am I collecting. So maybe you have a data analyst. The data analyst know what they want to analyze. So they tell you, the software engineer, build a form. You can't just go and build a form and put whatever. You ask them, okay, what am I collecting? Is it name? What type of information are you trying to analyze? Is it salary? How much people in? So what are the types of information we can take? So there are certain things we don't bother ourselves with and don't cluster in our database. Things like age. Do we need age? Do we need their state of origin or their local government? Do we need the marital status? All of those things. So the data analyst has to give you a direction and say, I need only these data for my analysis. And then the software developer goes there and builds the form, set up the database, collects the data, gets it, and hands it over. So that's where collaboration and communication comes in perfectly well. Thanks for that. And then so let's discuss the importance of computers. And discuss the importance of computers and also the industries you've seen where um, computers and softwares have been able to, improve their services, improve the way they do things. So every single one of you, I want you to contribute, starting again from Martha, coming down. So just look at an industry and say, okay, this is where I've observed that computer science and software has been able to improve the way these people do their things. So let's go.
Okay, sir. In the health industry, there are so many machines like the X-ray that is used to like check the heart and structure of bones and all of that. And
Yeah,
also smaller machines like the thermometer that is used to check body temperature and sphygmomanometer. Like there are so many machines that are in the health industry actually
mm,
makes the work easier and it does not stress you.
yeah. Thank you for that matter. So Bella, let's go.
Okay, in the financial industry, banking segment, it has made everything so easy. Where you go to the bank, want to like you're done with everything you're going to do. No stress.
So in the banking, you think you've answered that question, Bella? So you don't know how you can use your app to do transfer?
It has helped now. People don't no longer like go to the bank like much. They have made it easy for us, the bank, to use our phones.
Yeah, no problem. That's good. That's good. Oh yeah, A-Team, you raised your hand.
So I wanted to say the banking industry. I should already said it.
Oh yeah, you don't think you can find another place again?
Yes, I'm still thinking.
Okay, no problem. So let's go to Emmanuel. Somebody,
Hello,
uh,
sir, please don't be offended. Oh, can you ask the question again? I was not paying attention when you asked. I was eating.
but
Sorry.
your hand has been raised since. Your hand has been
That
raised
means
since.
that means I mistakenly raised my. Hey, sorry, sorry.
Okay. So the question is, how has computer been able to help industries? So you will look for an industry and then tell us what you've observed, how and computers and softwares has been able to help that industry, and give examples as well.
Okay. Um. Okay, sir. In the health industry, I don't know if anybody have said anything on health. Uh,
Yeah,
I'm
somebody has.
actually okay. I can see art now.
Ah, definitely.
Okay. For the health industry specifically, in nutrition, because I'm a dietitian.
Okay.
Um, software, computer, through this computer skill, technical skills, it has been like we basically. Let me just be specific in the nutrition aspect. Through the uses and the advances in computer, we've been able to come up with some softwares and tools we use in tracking patient dietary intake, and also you can even stay in the house. I can use a software and track all your food, your daily intake in a day. So software have been able to help us make things easier. Unlike before, for you to know the patient or an individual's caloric intake, you need to do some calculation, thereby estimating the intake or what all the foods the patient or the individual have eaten. But with this software now, you don't even need to. You just need to take just few
Take
anthropometric
data.
measurements, body
Yeah.
measurements, and put it on the machine. The machine will analyze and give you the patient's total daily intake of calories. So software, most especially in the health industry, has really helped make things easier. So that is
Okay.
what I have to say.
Yeah. So 18, your hand is up. Let's hear.
Yes, sir. In business, before before we have to like actually go to a place where something is being sold and purchase something. But now you can do it over the internet. Like you can buy something that is very, very far
What's
away.
that
Maybe
called? What's that called? Give the name.
sir?
What is the name?
The name of what?
It's called e-commerce.
Okay, yes, sir, e-commerce.
It's called
Yes, sir.
e-commerce, yeah. Electronic commerce. So promise, you came late, but you're raising your hand. Oh yeah, let's hear now.
Okay, for the academic sector, it has helped to enhance the learning system such that an individual can stay in a very long distance and partake in classes like the three MTT LMS. So
Yeah,
that's an example. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, everyone. You guys are good software developers, because I don't really consider you learners. From the day you write your first hello world, you are a software developer, and you guys already understand the problems and industries out there. So, you guys have already built a solution that is helping, diagnose and check people's dietary, whatever, whatever. So I don't really understand all those aspects. But then you're doing something, and it's amazing. Imagine you can then write a good program with it. Perfect. So we are not going to ignore artificial intelligence. It's a huge topic, so we are going to talk about it. I put it out as well. So the question is, listening and listening very clearly. Everybody's going to treat it as well. Do you believe AI is going to cause more harm than good? And are you of the opinion that AI will someday overpower humans and harm us? I go again. Do you believe AI is going to cause more harm than good? And are you of the opinion that AI will someday overpower humans and harm us. When you are expressing these opinions, make just give examples as well why you agree or why you disagree. So now we are going to start from the bottom. Emmanuel, Godwin, can you guys hear me? Okay,
Okay. Oh, sorry, sir.
go
Okay,
ahead.
sir.
Go ahead.
Oh, the question on AI.
Yes.
Um, for me, AI, AI, AI is AI. Sir, please, can
If
you give me some time?
if you do not if you are not clear about AI, just admit it and leave it. You understand? You mustn't answer the
Okay,
question. Okay, if you feel
sir.
like you don't have enough information to have an opinion, it's totally fine. Just leave it.
Okay, sir.
All right.
Okay.
So there's somebody that Godwin, let's hear from you. Godwin, are you here? Don't waste our time. Oh. Okay, since Godwin is not ready, promise. If you need to make an attempt, let's go. Promise.
Please, what's the question again?
The question is, do you believe AI is going to cause more harm than good? And are you of the opinion that AI
No,
will someday eh?
it won't cause any harm than good.
Why? Uh-huh.
Rather, rather it will help to enhance like human. It will like assist human because definitely it is human that created it, that brought up the structure. So it will not cause any harm.
Okay,
They will still
okay,
need human assistance to function very well.
okay. Before the air team, your hand is up. But before you people answer this question, I want to let you understand that the workforce has been in reduction since the advent of robots. Robots have taken a whole lot of industries' job. You understand? From manufacturing and a whole lot. So before you answer the question, put this into consideration. So do you think AI is going to cause more harm than good? Oh yeah, let's go. The next person. Yeah, a team, go.
Yes, what you just said is what I was about to say. The more we create more of those robots, they take jobs. And with time, there'll be less jobs available for human beings to do.
Okay.
Then, so when you talked of harm, I also thought of like causing harm to us, like directly. I don't know if you meant it in that way too.
Yeah, directly. If you lose job, there is harm directly that cost directly to you because then you cannot meet your financial obligations. You cannot pay rent. You are also harmed. That's financial harm. It mustn't be physical.
Okay. Yes, sir. So it's possible. But then again, we're in control or we created this stuff, so we are in control. So I feel like somehow we can find a way to balance the whole thing. Answer the other question, please. Can you repeat?
That's actually all the question. That's actually the harm, and then you know if you've answered it. Okay, so Bella, let's go.
Okay, in my own opinion, no, this AI of a thing is broad.
Yeah.
It's broad in the sense that it will cause harm to the younger generation. You will not make them to like sit down and do what they are supposed to do all the time. Maybe if you give them something to do, for them to just crack their brain and apprehend
Yeah.
or do what they want to do, want to they're on Google trying to, they're on AI trying to get the answers fast and fast. They will not It will not, as in, I don't even know how to put it. It will not allow them think, because everything you want, it's online. Like, you just go and do it, and it's going to affect the younger generations. So I think there should be an equal side to it.
Okay, okay. So, Etim, have you not answered any question? 1 minute, please.
Sorry, sir. I have one more opinion. I feel like it's going to affect our health too, because things are just being made so easy that we don't have to stress like the way things were being done before. So
Okay.
we don't exercise our bodies, and with time it will increase. So it's going to, I feel like it's going to affect our health
Yeah.
generally.
Yes, 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 yes. Few days ago, I was considering it. I feel like humans have become one of the most fragile uh, uh, beings around. A height that a lizard will fall from and survive, a human cannot. And this is because of technology being able to do certain things for us. We no longer walk around like our ancestors. We don't we don't what's it that they used to call when someone is using axe to break firewood? We don't do all of those things anymore. We are so fragile now, and the type of food we eat, processed foods, so we are going to be one of the most soft and fragile beings out there. So all of these things are problems and concerns. Who's next? Martha, I've not heard. Martha, I've not said anything. So Martha, let's hear from you.
So you people have said it. It will
Okay,
later
they've said everything.
everything that has advantages also has disadvantages. So we are seeing the advantages now, but in the later years, we then see the disadvantages. But I see it as a collaborative effort. Where humans stop, AI continues.
Yeah, I love that. Where human stops, AI continues. That's very good. So on that note, I want to summarize today's sessions. I want to thank every single one of you. In every learning session or in every learning opportunity, two people are learning. The people learning and also the person teaching. I'm also learning from you guys. Some of the perspectives you bring, your opinions also, as you're also teaching me. So we are all learning. We are all learning in this field. Software engineering is a never-ending learning process. You're always learning. You're learning from somebody that just came in last month, 1 month into the industry. You're also learning from somebody that has been there 10 years ago, because they are no longer doing certain things again. It's like me, I don't do certain things that somebody that just started off as a front-end engineer is doing. So they can still be able to show me and say, no, this is how you do this thing. So everybody is always learning. So I want to thank you guys for always coming to the session. And I'll also drop, I think, exactly the same questions for you to then just type out. We still have the others, and we'll have to give you guys a report on how everything is being scored. So thank you guys. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Promise. Thank you, A-Team. Thank you, Godwin, for showing up and contributing. And I will always encourage you guys to keep working hard, keep coding, use the internet a lot, use your Google, use your Chat GPT. Stack Overflow is there for you. GitHub is there for you. You can always raise issues. There are also other places that will point you guys to when the time comes, that will help you a lot. So that is that. On that note, good night. I don't know if Mr. David has to say anything to you guys before we close and call off the session. Mr. David. I don't think he's even there. I don't think he's aware we've called off the session. Mr. David, are you there? If Mr. David is not there, Mr. David, you need to stop the recording so that we've rounded up. So thanks, guys. Bye bye. Me, I'm gone. You guys should let him know that we've finished. Thanks, guys.